have all kinds of gymnastics and exercise programs going on. You can call them 810-229-4966. They got a really great facility. It's on Grand River, just east of Brighton there. And they have from beginner to advanced, preschool to adult, competitive teams, trampoline, tumbling. They can do birthday parties and field trips. So instead of doing your kid's birthday party at the Chuck E. Cheese, like so many of us do something that's physically active with your kids and get them out to Infinity Gymnastics, because you know what? It's very important. Kids, do you remember when we were young? I had gym class every day, didn't you? Elementary through junior high.
In high school, yeah.
Oh, from elementary, we had an hour of gym class every day, which is what I don't understand. My kid gets like 1 hour or 2 hours a week of gym in Plymouth Canton schools. And so kids today are not getting the exercise they need. No. So get them involved in an after-school, force them outside, force them inside here.
Well, our parents didn't have to force. Well, they yelled at us to get outside.
Yeah. Well, go to infinitygymnastics.com, infinitygymnastics.com, or call 810-229-4966. Get your kids involved in some kind of a physical activity, and gymnastics and anything else. These people have a really great facility to help you out, and it's just east of Brighton on Grand River Road. Okay, so let's take a call from Jenny on line 2. Jenny, welcome to the show. You want to talk about the Women's March?
I just want to say one thing. Well, you kind of already said it, but excuse me. But I know why they went. Because little Georgie Soros paid for it.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. You know, the other thing that I kind of came away with, a lot of these women were in really good mood. I think it was their excuse to get out of the house and away from the husbands for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of middle-aged to older ladies that were, they were having fun. And God bless them, you know. If that's what they want to do with the weekend, if that's the excuse they need to get out of the house, God bless you. Go ahead.
Jenny, you don't believe in evolution, do you?
No.
Okay, well, then you don't believe that those buses could spontaneously organize themselves to take all those marchers to Washington.
Listen,
right?
I'm going to swear to God, Jenny, I'm going to swear to God I saw some Neanderthals in that crowd. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't take evolution completely out of the picture, because there were some Neanderthals there. I
think the thought that those buses just organize themselves all of a sudden, you know, just to go there, you have to have that mindset that could happen. Inanimate objects.
But this is not the first time, guys, that you heard people interviewed that didn't even know why they were out there. These libs don't even know, don't even have a plan.
Yeah,
Waters
exactly
World.
Right.
Now imagine Waters World there.
Yeah. Here. I'm sure Jesse Waters was there, and we'll see it in the coming weeks once they get it produced up. What else you got, Jenny? Anything?
No, that's it. But anyway, God bless you guys, and thanks for the show, and I love it. So there.
All right. Well, awesome. Thanks, Jenny. Appreciate you calling in all the time too. It's great to have you.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Let's take a call from Joe in Wyandotte. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Good to be on. Thanks. Another wonderful show as usual. I love the Saturday lineup. Abolitionist Roundtable, American Dream, Clark Cast, The Drift. Best radio there is anywhere.
Well, that's always good to know. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate
and Joe,
that.
I like your posts on Facebook, your groups, your Debbie Stabenow group, your
Ask Patrick Colbeck group.
Yep.
Yeah, page, not group, but yeah. Look those up. Draft Patrick Colbeck at the page, and thanks a lot, Debbie, which is sarcastic, a group against
let's put that
Debbie Stabenow.
Yeah, let's put that plug in for Patrick Colbeck running for governor. Let's hope. Let's draft him. Let's get him to run for governor. He'd be a great governor pick for the Republicans. And know, I'm still doing mine, Joe. I'm still saying draft Kid Rock. Robert Ritchie.
I'm not
for
getting
US
any traction on that. I'm trying, and everybody breaks up laughing.
They shouldn't, because you know what? He cannot do any worse than what Debbie Stabenow has done. You know, Washington has showed us that a political experience does nothing but cost the rest of us money.
Hey, that was Trump's approach to the blacks. Hey, vote for me. It couldn't get worse.
It can't get any worse. And it's going to get better now. So you know what? I'm telling you, get on Facebook, people. Get on Twitter. Get on Gab, and pump up Kid Rock. Say, man, we want you to run. Let's draft Kid Rock for U.S. Senator for Michigan.
Well, you got to do a Facebook group.
He's a patriot. He's got common sense, and he's a successful businessman. That's all it takes. And he loves Michigan. So you can't do worse than that, right?
Yeah, I'd be on board for that. But I'm glad you mentioned Michael Moore. I always call him Mikey Moron.
Job of the putts.
The Democrats keep putting up him and others like him as the face and voice of the Democrat Party, and he wants to try to pretend they are the voice of the majority, they are the mainstream. I will contend otherwise based on factual evidence of his movies. His last two movies, Michael Moore and Trumpland, $150K total.
Yeah.
Where to Invade Next, $3.8 million total. Contrast that with Dinesh D'Souza, Hillary's America, $13 million.
Yep.
America, Imagine a World Without Her, $14 million. Obama's America, $33 million. Now let's give Mikey Moron a bit of credit. He managed to cash in on the America hate crowd and conspiracy nuts with Fahrenheit 9/11. That made $119 million worldwide with every kook, like I said, that hated America or were conspiracy nuts. But if you remove that outlier movie, 8 movies, 8 million average. Dinesh D'Souza movies, 20 million average. Now, documentaries like Souza's, or as I say in Moron's case, mockumentaries, because it's farthest thing from reality. Oh, and 9/11, Fahrenheit 9/11 has been as debunked as an Al Gore's Convenient Truth. But, so if you want to compare his crowd versus our crowd, I mean, not even the nuttiest left-wing liberals go to see his movies.
Right, right. Well, I tell you what, Joe, I'm not going to go to my IMDb website anymore to know stuff about Hollywood. I'm calling you.
Yeah, I'm kind of Wham Radio's...
You're the movie trivia guy.
Movie insider,
awesome.
And I enjoyed being that. And since we're on movies, I'd like to throw out a plug for the resurrection of Gavin Stone. I didn't get a chance to talk to Linda about it on American Dream. One of the great things I've been calling for decades is Christian films not being overtly, blatantly thump people over the head with the Bible Christian films, and this is one of those.
Right.
It's a great story to sell to people about second chances and not sell the Christian aspect, and it gives the message and hopefully gets through the crack of the door in their minds and in their hearts to make them want to learn more. It's a great story without having to dwell on the Christian aspect of it.
Great. Hey, Joe, I saw the commercial for that on TV the other night, and I recognized the main actor, and he was the really evil villain guy from Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It really threw me for a loop.
D.B. Sweeney?
Yeah, D.B. Sweeney. He's a very good guy, solid.
I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong.
And he moved out of Hollywood. Didn't I catch that the other day on the TV? I thought they said he left Hollywood because he didn't like the crowd.
Oh, no. He's out promoting Resurrection of Gavin Stone. He's in that. He'll be another. He'll probably mainly be in conservative type message movies, and most people know him from the Cutting Edge movies where he got his popularity.
Yeah. All right, great. Well, thanks. Appreciate the call, Joe.
Take care, my friend.
You take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, so let's move on. Trump is living up to his promises, right? Unlike most politicians who get in there and fiddle-faddle around for wherever, Donald Trump went from 0 to 60. He started signing stuff right after he took his pledge of office, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And one of them is what he hammered so much about building the wall. Derek, you got track 4 ready? Let's go with track 4.
President Trump takes the first step on one of his first campaign promises to build the wall.
Beginning today, the United States of America gets back control of its borders, gets back its borders.
Now, with executive action, he directs the Department of Homeland Security to start building it immediately along the 1,900-mile-long border with Mexico, using existing federal money to get it started.
The Secretary of Homeland Security, working with myself and my staff, will begin immediate construction of a border wall.
President Trump tells ABC News he's also standing by his campaign pledge to make Mexico pay for it.
Will American taxpayers pay for the wall?
Ultimately, it'll come out of what's happening with Mexico. We're going to be starting those negotiations relatively soon, and we will be, in a form, reimbursed by Mexico, which I've always said.
So they'll pay us back?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
When does construction begin?
As soon as we can. As soon as we can physically do it.
Within months?
I would say in months, yeah. I would say in months. Certainly planning is starting immediately.
Yeah. All right. So he's going to build a wall. Now, people are already never Trump. Oh, see, we're going to have to pay for it. You know what? Frankly, I'll pay for the wall. I have no problem using my.
It's in the budget.
I'm perfectly fine borrowing money from China to build the wall. That is a good infrastructure project. You know what I mean? They're saying maybe $25 billion, right?
You get cheap Mexican labor to do it too.
Maybe that's part of the negotiation. They have Mexico build it. Maybe I don't know. No, those should be good American jobs.
Typically, you want to build a fence, you get your neighbor to pay half of it.
Well, there you go. You know what? Very well said. And when I listen to that Mexican president say, "This is not how we work together, building a wall to divide us." Hello, Mr. Mexican President Nieto, whatever your name is. You built one on your own southern border, and you don't want us to build one on ours. What are you talking about, you hypocrite? Come on. There's nothing wrong with a country without borders. It's not a country. It's just a piece of land. So doggone it, build it. I know you can't build a wall in the middle of the Rio Grande where it branches out and becomes a lake, right? There's going to be places where fencing works better or whatever.
Mines.
I like what Theron said. Let's put up the 2 fences, take the dogs that are in the Humane Society, they're going to be put to sleep, put them in the fence, give them a little bit of food so that they're nice and hungry, and that'll keep the people out, right? Yep. That's killing 2 birds. That's out of the box thinking there, man. I like that. Yeah, when I heard Theron say that, it was years ago, I think now. I had to laugh, but there's ways to get it done. I don't expect a giant wall like you see in the memes. I expect a wall in places. I expect double fencing in places. There's a million ways to do it.
Pull the border agents back to the border instead of 90 miles back in. That's a start.
Well, and it's and there are absolutely places where there's no fence at all. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've seen it. There are places where there's no fence at all. Just a sign maybe every half a mile or something.
Put up drones, rapid response,
whatever
cameras.
You got to use to put it up there. Put the razor wire. At least nothing else. Put up the double razor wire, and that should be. You can get the Army to do that like right now. You know, give a contract to whoever aluminum company to put the razor wire out there, and let's just let the Army put it up.
Have the Corps of Engineers do that instead of telling us where we can't do what we want to do with certain wetlands and the like, you know?
Yes, if I want to fill in my mud puddle, that's my business. Yeah. Army Corps of Engineers should have nothing to say about that. That just drives me crazy. But here's one of the ways that you can pay for it, right? $25 billion a year is made in remittances from people from Mexico living here in the United States, working here in the United States, and sending money back to Mexico, right? It's like the biggest cash inflow into Mexico is the remittances.
Probably tax-free, too. It's probably earned tax-free.
Here's the survey, and the results now show that over 70% of the people sending money back to Mexico out of that $25 billion are from illegals. Right? These are people who are not paying taxes.
Oh, there you go.
These are people who are using our services, our roads, our schools, our emergency rooms. Tax that. If they're doing it via Western Union, tax it. If they're taking it back across the border, well, there's searches. You'll catch some of it. You won't catch all of it. I know you can't. It's real. I'm a realist. But if people are sending it through Western Union, just tell Western Union, hey, we need you to fill out a form, and we're going to tax them. You know what I mean? Or give them the option. You know what? If you are legally here and you're paying taxes here, you don't have to pay.
You know, my wife just noticed a charge on our Visa today, and it was a charge for actually sending money by Visa to Canada. I was renewing my domain for another year.
Yeah.
And I actually had to pay 50 cents to Visa to send money via Visa across the Canadian border. It shocked me. Why there's a precedent.
Look, there's a way to make Mexico pay for it. I don't mind putting the money up front. I have no problem. If we have to borrow the money, let's do it, whatever. Get the doggone wall built, and we'll worry about how we're going to make Mexico pay for it, because there is a way. 80% of all their exports come to us. You don't think that's leverage? That's leverage, baby, and Trump knows how to negotiate something that's going to make them pay for the wall, whether they want to. And they don't have to admit that they're paying for it. I could care less. We're going to get that money from you one way or the other, and I don't care if Trump never says another word about it. I'm going to believe that he did it, and he did it right. Let's take a call from Dave in Whitmore Lake. Dave, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey,
What's going on, Dave?
Hey, I just wanted to tell everybody out there, the first time I ever saw D.B. Sweeney, he was a cowboy in Lonesome Dove. He was one of the main guys named Dish Boggett.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's old school.
If anybody remember that?
Yeah, that's old school. Lonesome Dove.
The other thing I was telling your screener, which is sort of unrealistic, but I think it'd be an awesome symbolic gesture, is if somebody did a GoFundMe account for the wall.
Oh!
I'd be willing to send $100.
I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that.
Maybe could shut them up about how many people are in favor of it or not.
Yeah, that is a great idea, Dave. Awesome.
Well,
That's